crazy, I can't lie. I'm like a wounded bird trying, but I can't fly. Got some complaints about life, but who am I? And this pain that I'm feeling hurting deep inside. Don't know what to do, don't know my next move. It's hard to get a signal, I can't send my text. Probably busy with the next dude, and I gotta respect this. It's hard for me to get through. I done made a mess too. I try to live without regret soon. I got some kind of nerve, who am I to test you? Ain't really living by the trip and get the fuck up out the booth. But things start going good, act a hella fool. I know you coming to my rescue. I like the way when things bad and you step through. Try to give a little advice to my nephew. The same shit I told him, I need help too. Life ain't never been hell-proof. I'ma speak the truth, I don't know what they telling you. I'm trying to be a better dude, get a bunch of better news. And I'ma bust my ass until they let us do. I've been on my grind for a long time. I will never hustle for the wrong dime. You sleeping and you don't shine. You looking for a gold mine. And this is truth, this is no rhyme. Being a loser, I can't do it. That's why I get up and hustle every day, man. Even when the odds are against me, man, I gotta go. You feel me? I know a lot of people say, man, you wasting your time with this shit. Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. Let me be the judge of that shit. Party the This life is crazy, I can't lie. I'm like a wounded bird trying, but I can't fly. Got some complaints about life, but who am I? And this pain that I'm feeling hurting deep inside. Don't know what to do, don't know my next move. It's hard to get a signal, I can't send my text. Probably busy with the next dude, and I gotta respect this. It's hard for me to get through. I done made a mess too. I try to live without regret soon. I got some kind of nerve, who am I to test you? Ain't really living by the trip and get the fuck up out the booth. But things start going good, act a hella fool. I know you coming to my rescue. I like the way when things bad and you step through. Try to give a little advice to my nephew. The same shit I told him, I need help too. Life ain't never been hell-proof. I'ma speak the truth, I don't know what they telling you. I'm trying to be a better dude, get a bunch of better news. And I'ma bust my ass until they let us do. I've been on my grind for a long time. I will never hustle for the wrong dime. You sleeping and you don't shine. You looking for a gold mine. And this is truth, this is no rhyme. Being a loser, I can't do it. That's why I get up and hustle every day, man. Even when the odds are against me, man, I gotta go. You feel me?
Hello, Kelly Tom.
Say,
How are
you wasting your
you?
time with this shit. Maybe I am, maybe I ain't.
Thank you. I'm
Let me
trying.
be the judge of that shit.
I'm trying. Trying to get the family members. All right. Hello, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming. Yeah, they're growing, but yeah, family members are coming in here and there. I'm waiting for my two guests to arrive for the interview. So, how are you today, Callie? How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you? So, my name for you guys is going to be, for our crew in here, is going to be great. It's going to be, what do you think it is? You New Army. What do you think? How is that? Do you like that name? You New Army? What do you think, Callie? And whoever else is in here. What do you guys think of You New Army? Yes? Okay. All right. So you guys are You New Army. So I'll be putting that on my next post. I'll let you guys see. I'm gonna do like a little upload video of it, and that's what we'll be doing. That's what it's gonna be called. So today is a basic live of like chit chat, chilling, but I also uh, put a interview in it. So today's normally my Trash Talk Tuesday, but I changed it for today to interview. Then there's going to be a little karaoke and just talking, showing a few things and just chilling. That's what it's going to be today. And next week I'll go back to my Trash Talk Tuesday. Give me 1 second. Let me see where they're at. I'll be right with you guys. Give me a sec. Almost there, guys. Give me a second. Hey, Buddha, how are you, sweetie? Thank you for coming in. You did not have to do this because I know that you're going live. Unless you're gonna go do the live later because I can, come hang out over there. Yeah, I have like 1, 2, 3 different YouTubes on right now. I'm on all 3 of my channels, minus one, which is my shrimp and chicken business. You ended time? What is you ended? Hey, I ended time. You mean you turned yours off? Like you ended it? You like my bot? I learned how to do the bot. Talking to trend now on my cell. Oh. Oh. You didn't have to do that. Okay. What time are you going on? Trending, show me how do you do the bot. I still, even with her video, I still had a hard time because I'm like, okay, for tomorrow. What time tomorrow though? Around this time? Okay. Give me a sec. Hello.
Hey, did Ricky Dean beat me?
No, he didn't beat you. You beat him.
But does he think it's like 3 o'clock his time, or does he think it's
No, it was supposed to have been 1 o'clock y'all time and 3 o'clock my time.
okay? Because he's like, I have to run, so I thought he went to the bathroom or something.
Oops. This has
Sorry.
been this has been a commercial. Oh, Buddha said, "Hey, Jenette."
Hey,
She
Buddha.
she has to put me. Okay, 3 or 4. Okay. Okay, cool. So I'll be watching you guys tomorrow. I'll be watching hers and watching yours as well. Oh, where did she go? She fell off. She'll be back. Oh, oh, I got somebody in trouble on Insta. They sent me some stuff that they had no business sending me, and I reported it because I don't play that, and they got removed. Yes, it it got removed. They send me some stuff that I'm not into. I'm not gonna watch. I'm like sitting there trying to mind my business, and stuff just pops up on my chat on my Instagram. So I reported it, and it got removed. So boom, the end of that story. Let's see. Where did she go? She must be on a phone call. See, look, I don't want to show you the name of the person because that's just, look, that person has been removed. See, we've removed, I don't want to show you the person's name because it goes against our community guidelines. See that right there? It goes against our community guidelines. So, yeah, that's what happens when you do some nasty stuff on my Insta. Yes, bad, bad. Got rid of it. And whoever else wants to sit there and put something on my Insta, they're going down too. I didn't know it was that easy. I literally did this like what about probably like 10 minutes before I got on here. I reported them and it's already gone. That's what they need. They need to do that for people because don't nobody want to see that kind of stuff on their videos while they're trying to mind their business. Jenette, where you at? Saying not connected. There she is.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah.
I'm trying to send it to, I can't send it to his Facebook Messenger from my phone.
You can't send it to his cell phone?
He wants it to go to his Facebook Messenger. So I sent it to his cell phone, but he wants it to go to his Facebook Messenger because he's on his computer.
Okay.
So
does he have an email? Because you can send it to his email.
I don't know his email.
Okay. Can you see if he has an email? Okay. Because the only way to do it to send it to Messenger is you have to grab it and put copy link.
Can you send it to my Facebook Messenger? And then I can send it to his.
Yeah, let me see.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
I sent it, I forwarded it to his phone, but he's like, I'm on my computer. And I'm like, Ricky Dean, she's waiting for both of us.
All right, hold on. All right, message.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I'll go to my Messenger right now. I'll send it to him and then I'll come back.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, bye. Okay, Messenger. All right, there you go. I sent it. I thought you said bye, and then you're still right there. Like, wait a minute. I sent it to you.
I might be able to do it from here.
Yeah, you could do it off the. You should be able to do it.
Okay, I'm trying to. Okay.
She might went to go get Ricky. Yeah, I think that's what she's doing right now. I'm a nerd. I have no social media. You all need to teach because you talk about being Facebook and I can't join you guys. Oh, come on, Callie. I'll show you how to do it, girl. Get a Facebook app and just apply. You could put the information in it. If you want, you could email me and I can show you step by step. Let me put my email in there for you.
Okay, I think I sent it to him and I don't see that he's seen it yet.
He's here.
Oh,
hello.
Hola.
Hola, hola. All right, you guys, that's my email. Go ahead.
How is he there and he didn't see it? I don't know.
He grabbed it one way or another. Yeah.
What are you talking about, Jenny?
It didn't look like you seen the message. You know how your little face pops up in the bubble?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to use this one instead of my other mic.
All right.
Yes, because it's right here. I'll have to be doing this right here.
Okay.
Oh, just a minute. Just a minute. See who in the heck this is. Okay. I'll call you guys back.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Oh, you get something to drink. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn up things. I could put behind me.
Huh?
I'm in my because nobody's home but my daughter. But I'm like, I could put my TV behind me, but instead I have a bike.
You're fine. You're fine. You see what I got behind me? All this work right here. This web bar.
I mean,
all the stuff on top of it. It looks like every time we clean it, somebody adds extra stuff on there. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Trending. How are you? Yeah. So, So yeah, I put the questions together, and he said there's no questions that cannot be asked. So that's, that gives it
Oh,
a little extra leeway. But no, it's not going to be crazy or anything like that.
can I say like I plead the fifth?
Sure. You can say plead the fifth. Yes, you can. No problem. Not a problem, Jenny. Not a problem. See, there I go with the Jenny again. But yeah, not a problem.
Like, I don't know if we could get it together because we like argue about how we met.
Well, it's gonna make a little drama in here between y'all two. Not hopefully don't get into an argument though, but just a little drama.
I think we agreed to disagree.
Right. There you go. That's the way you do it. Agree to disagree.
I'm over 60 years old, so I have to have my glass of Metamucil every day.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's something I'll probably end up doing sooner or later myself. So
Actually, it's really good for you. Or oatmeal
Mhm.
every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Very good for cholesterol. So you have a blood pressure like mine, like 116 over. Like I have a great.
I can't do Metamucil. It makes me curl.
I don't like the taste of it. I've tried it before. It's
Oh, I have orange. It's orange flavor. Tastes like Tang. I kid you not. You can get different
really.
flavors. Yeah, I have orange. It's delicious.
Well, when I start needing it, I'll look into that one.
What's up, man?
All right.
Why is there another picture of you here?
That's me. There's a picture of you too.
Oh, okay.
I had a tan right there though. I need to go tan. Get some sun.
All right. I'm not mad at you.
So do you see how I put her picture and your picture up there as well with the interview?
The graphic.
Is my picture?
Yeah, your picture's in there.
I don't see it.
Your head's over it right now though.
Hold on one second. Let me see if I can move it a little and see if we could do something.
Not the Raiders thing. I need to change that.
No, it's actually your nope, that didn't work. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, you know what I can do? No, I can't do it on here either. Shoes. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Okay, I'll get off of it and you'll see. Watch.
Oh, I see my picture. Okay, I got you. Okay.
From the other live. Your picture from the other live.
I was thinking of that the Mojo thing or whatever you call that thing. The picture of yourself.
Yeah. So what I did is I took the picture from the other live, from the first one, from the first one we met on. I met you guys at, and I put it into this thing. It takes the background out.
Oh, okay.
And all it added was your monitoring yourself, so it makes it look like what you look like right now. And then Jenny's right there with hers.
Okay. It looks good.
Thank you. I do my best. Where is his
She's
pic?
in a good place too. Wow.
Huh?
She's in a good place. Where she's
Me?
been. Yeah.
Me? I'm in my living room.
I said you're in a good place.
You were here last night. I just can't come up here very much because, like, John watches the TV right there.
Yeah. Okay.
John, don't you dare come in here with all that noise. Just kidding.
He's at work right now, but when he comes in, he likes it.
Yeah. Okay. Chill time.
Let me see. Let me get straight. Change this a little bit here. Okay.
All right, you guys. We're about to start the interview. Get ready. It's nothing explicit, so don't go looking for anything like that. No drama. We're just going to talk about life. This is about life. Okay, so my first question is, where were you born? And not the city, just the state. We don't need all the extra information, just the state. Like, where were you born and what year?
Both of us? Or you go first, Ricky Dean?
Yeah. Does he remember?
Ricky Dean, can you hear?
Ricky.
Oh, I'm playing.
He's playing around. He's playing like he's frozen.
Get air time. No, I'm a 60s child. I was born in 1960.
Okay.
Sagittarius, and born in the golden state of Cali. Central California.
Okay. California. And Jenny?
1973 in California.
Okay,
And
so 2
my birthday
Callies.
is in a couple weeks, so
Oh, okay. I need to
I'm a
put that down
Scorpio.
on my thing. Yeah, that's right. You are a Scorpio. So is my
Yeah.
husband. So
Oh yeah,
that's why we get along, because my husband and I just like we clicked from the very first day we met. So, hey Jaden, how are you? Okay, so let's see. Next question is, how was your childhood? Your childhood. Let's see, echoing. Hold on. How was your childhood? Is he doing a freezing thing?
Oh, you talking to me? Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Have
I
we-
guess I should have said,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Ricky,
yeah.
how was your childhood?
Okay. Um,
Sorry.
actually, it was very disturbing. Yeah, I had a very disturbing childhood. I come from um, two young parents, just children
Hmm.
themselves. Which I have an older brother, so just give you an example how kids they were. So my dad was still in, I think, a sophomore in high school. But anyway, ended up basically into the foster care system when I was young, probably around about 2, 3 years old, and never came out of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, your family is, from my understanding from the last time we had I guess we were talking on
Mhm.
the other live, you had a family that, I don't know, you said you weren't adopted by them, but the ones who brought you up, correct?
Yes, I chose not to be adopted out, whereas my little brother was. But basically, my father took my oldest brother and raised him in we call it the Bay Area. So he was raised in that area, and so I didn't see him until I was older. Much older.
Okay.
So basically, and as I think I spoke to you, I said that I told you that I see my biological grandmother all my life. So that's the one person in my life that from my blood relatives that I've seen. So basically, I was raised out in a far community, a farm community, out in the
Okay.
middle of nowhere.
Okay. And what kind of parents did you have, as far as, I know that you weren't adopted, but the ones that cared for you as
Well,
you grew?
well, actually, how it kind of worked out is being in the foster care system, I've had multiple parents. So I started out, as a little tiny kid, I started out, you go to emergency foster homes first, which I have vague memories of. Then the first persons I remember, I was probably around about 4 or 5. They were older, elderly Southern people from back south, and strict Christian, um, it's pretty much everything was controlled. It's the old, a child is to be seen, not heard. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I stayed with them until I think until I was about 7 or 8 years old, and she passed away. My foster
Oh,
grandmother,
wow.
and back in them days, they didn't think men were capable of taking care of kids, so they took us from him, and I got placed in another foster home, and then from
Oh,
there,
wow.
yeah, from there I ended up getting placed in the home that I spent the majority of my life in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
yeah, it's really weird because you have these strict Christian parents. Then I go to this home where, okay, we're going to have family meeting on Wednesday night. What is it you don't like, Ricky? You know what I mean? What's going on in the family that you want to change or you have a dispute with? It was just
Mm-hmm.
a difference, you know what I mean, in how I was
Yeah.
raised. Yeah.
So the people that actually have brought you up to an adult age are Caucasian, you said, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about them.
Uh, Beautiful family. Actually, how it ended up happening was my foster brother was my best friend. So his parents seen me growing up. So
Mm-hmm.
when a situation arose where uh, actually we got separated, me and my little brother got separated,
Okay.
um, um, and just one minute. Oh, just I'm sorry, I had the tea.
Yeah, I hear it. I thought it was
I was
Jenny.
hearing that too. I was like,
I thought it was yours. I'm like, is she having tea? Okay, so Jenny, what about you? How was your childhood?
mine was good. So I'm one of 7. Like I said, I'm adopted. My parents had 3 children. They adopted 3 children, and then they had my youngest brother.
Okay.
So I lived in my parents' home up through 8th grade, and then after 8th grade, I actually went to boarding school. So
Okay.
during high school, I didn't live at home except for on like the holidays. So that's something that's a little different about me. So
Yeah. Okay. So as far as like, how old were you when you got adopted?
I was 6 weeks old.
6 weeks old. That's
Hmm.
very young.
Right.
Have you ever met your real parents at all?
Yes.
Yes.
So my biological mother found me when I was 18,
Mm-hmm.
and then I found out who my biological father was when I was like maybe 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him, but he's since passed away.
Okay. So you being adopted out, is there something that would have been different? And do you think your life would have turned out differently if you would have been with your biological parents
Yes.
still?
Hmm. So my biological parents were 15 when I was
Mm-hmm.
born. And my biological father was like in and out of the prison system all of his life. He was a heroin addict.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely my life would have been different if I wasn't adopted.
Okay.
So
Ricky, same for you. Do you think your life would have been different if you would have been with your biological parents instead of your adopted parents?
Well, it's kind of a twofold question because with my dad, it would have been different because he ended up becoming a productive person, whereas my
Okay.
mother didn't. So if I had stayed with her, it would have been horrible for me. But for him, I probably would be pretty much on the course that I'm on now.
Okay.
Because I have 2 brothers from his wife, and they turn out to be nice young men.
Okay. Great. Okay.
and my biological mother is a productive person.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's good. That's a good thing. Did they ever explain to you guys why they would have because I know your mom was really young, Jenny, like did they tell you why you were put up for
So
adoption?
that's actually why my birth mother came to find me. Um, when she told me when she kept it a secret for the first 6 months of her pregnancy that I was that that she was pregnant. And when her mother found out, she tried to get her to abort me.
Oh
So she
Jesus.
took her to the abortion doctor. The doctor told her no because she was crying and saying she didn't want to do it. So she took her home and sat her in a bathtub and made her drink alcohol.
Wow.
Would lock her in a closet whenever she wasn't, when people were around, so people would not know because it was like a shameful thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually, there was a family that was going to adopt me, but
Mm-hmm.
whenever they found out that I was mixed race, they backed out. So my parents were contacted, and that's how I was adopted by my parents.
Well, something good came out of something not so good, right? I
Right.
feel like that. Okay. Okay, so Ricky, go ahead and finish what you were saying. Sorry.
Where was I at?
The question about um how you came to have Caucasian adoptive
Oh,
parents, or
yeah,
somewhat of adoptive, not
yeah.
really adoptive, but caring for you.
But my friend was a situation arose where they were going to put me in another foster home in my in change schools. So my best friend's parents said no, they would take me. So that's how that
Hmm.
happened.
Okay.
And,
All
and they
right.
were like I said, they were pretty the different type of family. It was experience.
Yeah. Sounds like you had a pretty good, family. Okay. So tell me a little bit about your adolescenthood, like what you were into, like, your sports when you were in school.
Well, first, I had a speech impairment when I was a kid.
Okay. Okay.
Stuttered very bad and just couldn't speak very well. And so that's one of the first challenges I had when I was as a kid child. But I got involved in. We lived on a farm, so basically, I had never seen a cow before in my life. So here I was about cattle and sheep, and so that was experience. But I excelled at athletics. Just as soon as they put me out there and gave me a ball, that was it. So that's
Okay.
pretty much on my life as a kid. Everything centered around me in athletics and singing, music.
Okay.
Music. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you can definitely sing. You can definitely sing.
Yeah. I started playing cello when I was probably about 11, 12 years old, and baritone, some other instruments. So I got really into music and stuff. So basically that was
Mhm.
it.
Okay. So what kind of sports did you play? Hello, Mary.
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really weird because back in them days, Arthur Ashe was a black tennis player, was like the only one in the world. And so I loved tennis.
Mhm.
But I ran track. So I wanted to do everything, but you can't do everything like you do now. Basically, you centered on one sport. But track, football was I would say my sport, and wrestling and diving. Well, I just did a little bit of everything. One year I would get away from track and do diving, and then of course make the coaches mad. Matter of fact, I wrestled, and I never forget it. My wrestling coach got me cut from the basketball team. Yeah, it's during the same season.
Oh no.
I had to mute my thing because my dog was barking. Sorry about that. Lola, sorry about that. My son comes home and she starts barking at him.
Like you're going to bribe her with dog biscuits.
No,
Right.
she doesn't get anything when she's acting up. Lola, be good girl. No barking. Okay, let's see. So what kind of advice would you give your younger self? Like as far as like would there be something different? Would you if you were as an adult, what kind of advice would you give your younger self about things in life? And if you would do anything different?
Well, I think for me it would be I was a very angry, confused child. I was a lot of discipline issues in school.
Mhm.
The focus had to be on me. It had to be
Mhm.
about me, and not understanding that all these people that were around me were really trying to help me. Trying to help create a good home for me, supportive of me. And it's just I fought on people as a kid, my coaches, everybody. I was just always getting upset, stumping out of a class, or I hate you. Just not appreciative of the people that were around me.
Mhm. And you told us a little something about what you've been through as you got older. You got into some things. Can you
Yeah,
elaborate on that?
It's strange how it kind of happened because as a child, I've never been in trouble, juvenile hall, none stealing, lying, none of that stuff. But one of the things that started when I was young was drinking alcohol. Because back in them days, if you played sports, especially football, you're a little stud. You have your cores with the rings that pulled all the way off, and then you would hook them together like necklaces. And so you'd be at a party. So the bigger your chain was, the more studly you were because you drank a lot of beers. So I say before got out of high school, I was alcoholic. Didn't know it, but I really was. So that kind of led me down a bad path because it ended up getting me kicked off my football team in college. And then from there, it was just, smoking marijuana, trying acid. And then you put it in front of me, I do it. The only reason I didn't do heroin because I was scared to death of needles, but pretty much that that change. And I tell people all the time, what starts happening is your friends start changing. These people that you used to associate with, these people start stepping back off of you. You know what I mean? And basically, I ended up, losing basically all my friends, stealing from my family, just crazy stuff. But that's what happens when you get involved in
So,
drugs and alcohol.
yeah, doing things that you never thought you would get into, basically.
See, and
Okay.
for me, I never did I never went out and did drugs because, you know, I have 7 siblings. So I have a brother that's a detective, but I also have a brother that's a drug addict, or he's recovered, or, you know, how do you say it, Ricky Dean? When you're recovering, it's one day at a time. So he's been clean for a very long time.
Okay.
So seeing him, I never did those things. It turned me away from that.
Yeah. So you saw how he was reacting with the drug addiction, that you didn't want to deal with it in your
I
life, and that's a good thing.
and I saw how it affected my parents and hurt my parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. That would definitely keep
Yeah.
anybody from doing something like that. At least the stronger people, because you got a lot of the weaker people who can't, they still do it anyway. Regardless of what they see, they still go and do it anyway. So yeah.
Right.
Well, you know, I tell people that, you know, that's a field, that's my specialty. What happens, I know people use the word sometimes, well, I'm too strong for that, or he's weak for that. But it's usually issues that people are going through. It's like you could take Jenny and take somebody's the same experience as her and totally look at it different and get totally involved in drugs and alcohol, even though they've seen what it's done to some people else. It's just we are predestinate our minds about how we are as a person. We just are
Right.
born that way. It had
Okay.
nothing to do with outside or inside influences. It's just you're a carbon copy when you're born. There's certain things about you. It's just who you are. And for whatever reason, she was able to not go that direction. Because I've
Right.
seen people in her same situation go in that direction, full head of speed.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
That's
seen
understandable.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
my dad was actually a doctor. He was a vet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in this process, my dad was what you call like a functioning alcoholic. So at some point he was like, how am I telling my child not to do this when I'm doing it?
Right.
So when I was small, when I was pretty young, I would say like junior high, my parents were making us go to Al-Anon meetings. And
Okay.
because of my older brother's addiction.
Wow.
Like those Al-Anon meetings, how they teach you, that was like very much in my childhood.
Okay.
See what I
So,
mean?
Okay. I get what you're saying.
Some intervention. That's called intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Wow. Well, it's a good thing that he thought that way, because not everybody's going to think that way. They're not going to be like, oh, my family, this, why would I want to put them through this? Why would I want them to choose this? So definitely he did the right thing by starting while you guys were young. That's
Right.
a good thing. That's a great thing. What were we going to say, Ricky?
No, I was going to say that what people don't understand about addicts is that it's a very self-centered disease. It's about you. You. That's it. And that's why people say, well, how did he do that to his family? How does he steal from his family? He don't care, or she don't care. They don't.
Right.
That's all set on the side. It's all about you and how you want to feel.
Right.
It's
Me.
man, it's a cold. I keep telling people it's a cold disease because people think you just turn it off. Well, it's not. You have to work at it. It's something that subconsciously it has to be made a decision, and then you have to find the tools. You like you're doing. You have certain things you have to do to get your program running and stuff. That's the same thing with your life. There's certain things you have to do in order to go forward, and one of them is you can't sit on your butt.
Right. Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay. So as you got into the drugs and drinking, what went on after that? Like, what transpired?
Man, a lot of hurt, a lot of hurting people, a lot friends that loved me, my parents like I was their own, stealing, lying. They got to the point where you call, it's like, tell them I'm not here, you know, or you can't come to the house no more. We can't trust you. Or you be over somebody's house and they're, where's my wallet at? Where's my purse at? You know what I mean? Going to go put their possessions away because I'm over at the house and I can't be trusted, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cold thing, man. But yet they're still trying to help you. But then I never forget that my best friend, he's still my best friend to this day, since we were kindergarten. he came to jail to visit me one time, and he says, "Hey, dude, I'm not doing it no more. Don't call my house, ask me for this until you make some changes. I can't deal with you." Now, it's the first person who finally took a stand against me, because most everybody else enables you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Right.
enable, which Al-Anon speaks about. And so once everybody kind of got on, I don't know if they all had an intervention, because they didn't do that back in the day where everybody gets together and get on you. But somehow the people around me understood that they had to let me go. And that was a hard thing for me, because once you do that, then you kind of get thrown out there now. You're out there in the streets, abandoned houses, just doing crazy crap. I mean, I look back and I say to myself, God, how did I ever get there? It's crazy. And to make it back from it. That's why I always tell people, not that I'm bragging, but it's like, to come back from something like that, it takes an inner strength.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. You are correct about that. Okay. And so you said you went into stealing and doing that. What came of that? What did end up happening from that? Hey, Shay.
Incarceration comes in mind after that.
Okay.
And I believe I was telling you the other day, when I caught my serious case, one of my best friends happened to be there. It was my arresting officer, and she was just almost in tears. She couldn't believe it. It was just, what happened? She's like, what happened? You're such a great guy. She's telling all the other police, like, this dude was like a great athlete, out in the community doing stuff, helping Boy Scouts. And she was just, she was hurt, but she was also disgusted too. You know what I mean? Yep. So that's how it started. And I got a taste of what happens when you
do
steal.
wrong.
Do wrong. Yeah. It's nothing nice.
So how long was so have you been incarcerated before that, or have you been to jail prior to the big time?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had the little slaps on the hand, like, don't do that, and I speak very well. When I say that, I mean that I went to school, got educated. I never grew up in the streets, so I knew how to conduct myself whenever I was dealing with people who didn't look like me. I know how to be something like, hi, how are you doing today? Hi, my name is Ricky Dean. That real nice, innocent voice. And I go to court, and these judges are used to seeing young black men like, what's up? Hanging over, like, hey, stand up straight. Like, yes, Your Honor. It's just like, oh, I'm going to give this guy a chance. I was manipulating him. You know what I mean? But I was really manipulating myself, because I think if I would have got a taste of being incarcerated earlier, I probably would have made it easier for me getting my life together faster.
And then you wouldn't have been in for the hard time that you did.
Because,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you do that, people don't understand that when you go to prison, it's not just sitting in the cell waiting for your release date. There's some dangerous situations you've placed yourself in. Race riots, shootings, stabbings. I mean, all the things we see on TV are true, but then they're not true, because it's sort of like a village. It's like living in a small town, and sometimes you have neighbors who don't like you, but instead of them moving or not speaking to you, they try to kill you.
Wow. Yeah, that's why I would be so scared to go. I'm scared to go, but like I said before, I would only go for my children. I would never go for any other reason other than for my children. So, how long did you have to go when you did the hard time?
Well, it was I ended up getting 12 years with 80%. So I ended up doing 10 years, 8 months, and 46 days off of that sentence, which is a little too much because I got in trouble here and there. Because you have to remember, and I tell this people all the time, that when you are different, especially if you're a Black American and you're in a situation like that, I stick out like a sore thumb. Even though I look like everybody, as soon as I open my mouth, they know. But the guys from Fresno, they don't know me. Like, hey, where you from? What hood you from? I'm not from my hood.
Right. Automatically from a hood, right?
Yeah. I'm not from anywhere. So that was probably the hardest thing, is trying to fit in, because I remember sitting on this, sitting in this prison, and I looked, and I'd never been around so many black people in my life. I was just sitting there going like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to navigate my way through this?
Mm-hmm.
And I just cried. I couldn't believe it. For the first year, I didn't really think I was going to make it. And I've had some, not psychological problems, but yeah, psychological problems where I went to a psychiatrist when I was a kid. And that's from just depression and just because I've had thoughts of killing myself before. That wasn't the first time I had. That's why I tell people about it, drug addiction. It's like a slow death, suicide, but it's doing it slowly. And so I really contemplated the first year about just killing myself. I didn't think I could do it, but somehow I mustered the strength to get through it.
Wow. So how many? Okay, so while we were in there, I know that a lot of people think that some people have it easy and some people have it harder, but I'm pretty sure you've had a hard time while you were in there with people. How many altercations did you have with people, and what reasons were the altercations started?
My altercations was started from not complying. I've been a stubborn kid all my life. So this is a different stubbornness. They wanted me to do this. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Because like I told somebody, whether I walk out or leave in a pine box, I'm leaving by myself. That's how I took it. So that biggest issue was just me wanting to be me, do my own thing. That was the hardest thing for me. So,
Okay.
like I said, that first couple of years was very hard. But after that, it was my personality actually helped me being able to speak to people, being able to write, read. I would help people write letters to their families. I would help people with their legal documents. And so I was some use to them. You know what I mean? So it's like I got past. It's like a shot caller would be like I remember I got in a fight with somebody and the guy saying, well, we want him off the yard. And the shot callers came and said, no, man, he's gonna stay here. And one of the reasons was, which they didn't know, I was helping him with his appeal and helping him writing letters to his mom and family, because he didn't want nobody to know that he didn't know how to read or write. And so little things like that helped me. So education is good, kids.
Yeah,
It can save
definitely.
your life.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and what is the worst altercation? Well, actually, let's go from your mild case of altercation to your highest altercation. So your minimal altercation.
My memo application would be some guy kept messing with me and just threatening me, and then he did it in front of a bunch of people.
Okay.
And so I went to my cell, put my boots on, put my gloves on, went back out there and socked them up right in front of the guards.
Whoa, you were bold, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no staying in prison.
Yeah.
Let it happen where it happened. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you got to
Like
remember.
you didn't try to be like hide it. You did it in
Oh no, I
front
went
of
right
them.
back. Well, you have to remember, there's gun towers inside the prison. So when you're sitting there, you're talking. He's 7-8 feet up, maybe 12 feet up, where he can't miss you if he shoots.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
you just that kind of leaves your mind, and you go out there and take care of business.
Yeah.
Take care of business, and that was that.
Okay.
But then
And
people left me alone.
Oh.
See?
And the next one after that?
The next one after that was actually some guy trying to stab me. Yeah, he tried to stab me, and it was a racial issue because I forgot what it was that I did, but it was something I did that was in the black community I shouldn't have done, and so they were going to discipline me. So instead of him stabbing me, a bunch of guys jumped me in the restroom.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, and after that?
After that, I'd say about 2 months, maybe or so, 45 days before I was getting ready to parole after doing 10 years. A guy, a Caucasian gentleman made some racial comments to me in a drug treatment program I was involved in the prison, and I socked him in the face and basically shattered my whole I guess what's that called, the corporal bone. Yeah,
Couple.
that whole thing came right out my fist, and his nose was all bloody, and I thought I had killed him. So they gave me a DA referral. That means that whatever county you're in, they go to that prosecutor and they present a case to him to file charges on you. So if they would have filed charges on me, that would have been my third strike, and that would have been it.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
they ended up not doing it then.
Yeah, the
Thank
inmate,
God.
the inmate wouldn't press charges because I hit him. You know,
Yeah.
I struck him. I mean, he tried to strike me, but I'm the one who actually went up to him and struck him because
Yeah.
if somebody calls you a name, still doesn't give you at least the legal right to strike them.
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Okay. And what was your worst altercation, and what was the reason for that?
Oh, I would say the worst would be the beating I got from the 3 guys. I got beat up by 3 guys.
Okay. And what about the injury that you received?
Oh yeah, I just broke my hand. I had a bunch of surgeries and stuff, and a little scar. But
Okay.
yeah. But,
So what was that about, the one where you fell over the railing?
oh no, that's
later.
job. That's
Oh,
later
that
on.
was your job.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
later on.
Okay. All right. So basically, so the worst injury was your hand, your corporal area. Okay. Okay. And then after that, you now have been released, correct?
Yes, but
Okay.
how I got released, there's a program inside the prison. They have an agency called Friends Outside. It's an organization. What they do is they work with family members on the outside, like if they need rides or, or a visitor. So I had a visitor, a guy who came and visited me for 7 years.
Wow.
7 years, at least once a month he would come, and got to do where he would send you packages. But I never liked taking things from people. I draw, by the way. So I basically took care of myself by drawing and doing legal work. But
Okay.
this guy came and seen me for 7 years. And when I paroled, he came and picked me up and took me home. And
Oh,
just
wow.
a real good, just a real good gentleman, And so that helped me. And so, and then when I went out, I was involved in a program they started, I think I forgot what year they started it, but it was a drug treatment program. They started them out in the California Department of Corrections prisons. They start at levels. We have 4 levels in the prison systems, maximum, minimum, maximum, something like that. So they started at level 1s to 2 to 3s. And so I was in a level 3 prison, and they started a program, but I was in High Desert, which is up by Susanville, it's up Northern California. So I made it where I transferred all the way back down to the Central Valley, and I got involved in this program. So when I left the prison, I went to a residential treatment program. After doing all these years, I went to a program where I eventually ended up working at that program, going back to school, and they ended up employing me.
Okay. So when you got out, oh my goodness, this is echoing. When you got out, I know that they have you go through parole, like
Yes.
when you have to see your what do they call it, the
Parole agent. Yeah. Parole officer. Yeah.
Yeah, parole officer. So you go see your parole officer every month or whatever. How hard was it for you to get a job, or did you get a job through what you just said? Was that
Actually,
like right away?
yeah, because that's what's another thing. There are so many programs in California for ex-cons that I mean, basically what happens is the state of California gives tax breaks to corporations that hire you. So everybody's trying to hire you. It's just a matter if you want to work. But
Okay.
as a parolee to say, well, I can't get a job, it's not true, because they have schooling, they have rehabilitation programs. It's just a matter if you want to do it. And I know that because I've done it.
Right.
And so what I did after I was out for about a year, because normally you do a year of parole, but I was a high risk. So I had to do 3 years of parole, no matter how well I was doing. So I had to see him every week.
Wow. Every week?
Every week.
Wow.
Every week.
Okay.
But I started going to the parole office. This is how my motivational speaking. I started going to parole officers, speaking to other parolees about what I was doing on parole. to try to get them to come this way. You know what I mean? Some of them sit there like, yeah, whatever. And then some of them were like, took advantage of the situation.
Okay. Yeah, because I hear a lot of people who actually go in and they end up going right back because they say that they can't get a job or they can't deal with being out. It's like, what? Like, didn't you get enough of all of whatever that went on in there? It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, let me give you an example. When we got out, I was at West Care, the program I was at, and they would go out on outings. Like you have like your groups, it'd be like maybe 12 in a group. So I never forget, we went to see the movie. So when we went to the movie, we went to a store, and one of the things I could not stand is people standing behind me.
Oh, you don't like that either? I don't like that either.
I don't like
It's a reflex problem for me.
Yeah. Well, in prisons are really, because you didn't never want anybody in your rear. You know what I mean? You're always going to be on alert. Have your back against. So if I'm outside, you have your back against the wall. You never meet yourself where people can come up behind you.
Yeah.
And I never forget it. One of the counselors was standing behind me, and he had his arm on my chair. You're behind somebody, and he's kind of looking out. I just creep like this, like, dude, would you please get off from behind me? And of course, he go, well, you're not in prison anymore. And he went on one of them things. I almost got violent. Yeah, that fast.
Wow.
Yeah. Stood up, everything. Like, dude, I told you don't be standing behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. They almost kicked me out the program over that. But they talked to me and they understood what was going on. It was just a protection type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember going to the store and shopping, and it was like, I couldn't see anything. Like you have all the cereal, whatever, and everything was like a blur. It's like I couldn't make out. It was my first couple weeks out was a trip.
Yeah. So like what were you saying? You couldn't see, like it was blurry to you, for what reason?
It was like you ever see a Spike Lee movie when he's on that, he's on a machine and it's pushing him and everybody's going by him, but it don't look like he's moving.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it was like. It was like everybody was just like passing me, and I was in slow motion. This is in a shopping center. It was just.
So how long was this for? Like you had this?
This was for
about. It was like tunnel vision kind of thing.
Yes, exactly what it was.
Oh,
yeah, that was
wow.
Yeah, I was very paranoid whenever I was outside like that. It was because you're not used. Everything is decided for you. Your meal, this is the meal. This is what you're going to have. This is where you're going to be at this time. You have no choice in where you're going to be and when you're going to be and what you're going to do. Whereas you get out here, you're just like, I can have that. Yeah, you want some more? Yeah.
Right. So in prison, it was structured where when you're out, you do whatever it is that you want to do. Well, not everything, but just about.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got it right. That's a trip to be doing that for 10 years. And then all of a sudden I can have Coke instead of Pepsi. I can have.
Yeah. Instead of water, you could have this. Instead of that, you could have whatever it is that you want to eat. You got it right there in front of you. You can get to it.
Even clothes. Because in there, we wear brown biscuits, blue jeans, and a blue shirt. Mm-hmm. Every day of my life. I wear the same thing. Now here I am out here, like, what?
Yeah.
I have a choice.
Yeah. That's all. It's, I'm pretty sure it was an awesome feeling that I know it's confusing at first, but then it got to the point where you were just like, wow, I'm back out here. I don't have to worry about anybody behind me doing this and doing that to me. I mean, I know that it happens in the world, but it's not as much when you're in prison. It's a lot more, especially personally kind of thing.
Well,
okay. So
can I just think real quick? Something happened when I was in the program. Sure. I'm the only one in there in our group. Everybody's else like go a year, 2 years, 3 years in prison. I've been there for over a decade. And so we were getting ready to, like, you go to, they're not halfway houses, but they're drug treatment programs where you go to a house where it's like 2, 3, 4 people in a room, more freedoms. So now you remember, this is voluntary. I don't have to do this. So they want to send me to this program. The lady interviewed me, said she'd love to take me. I didn't want to do it because it was too structured. It was sort of like a structure you had to be in at a certain time and all this type of stuff. And a young kid, he was 19 years old. He says, dude, you're always talking about all the years you've done in prison, but yet you can't stay here 60 more days just to make sure you're okay. Because I didn't want to go there. I want to just
Yeah.
go out and do my thing. And this kid's telling me, dude, you need to sit down and take your time about this. And he was right. And so when I went to that program, I stayed 60 days. And when I went to that program, worked out, and the lady ended up like about 6 months later, ended up giving me a job in her halfway house.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
Driving a van.
That was
I was
good.
taking people to meetings, to the
Okay.
daily meetings.
All right. So that's what you were just kind of like driving them back and forth, is what you're
Yes.
saying? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Picking up meals and stuff.
And how long did that job last?
I stayed there in that place for a year and a half.
Okay.
You know, and and don't get me wrong, not everybody gets that type of opportunity or situation, but I created that situation by programming. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. You
people
worked
put
for
you-
it.
Yeah.
It wasn't given to you. You worked for it.
Yeah, I put myself in a position for that to happen. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. Okay. And then after that, what was your next job?
Well, my she's passed away now, but the lady who got me back on my feet, she says, you
God
know
be
what?
with her.
Yeah. She goes, you'd be a great counselor. She used to tell me that all the time. You know, you really speak well. You have good insight. I think you'd be good at this. And I'm like, you know what I mean? I want to just get away from drugs and go live a normal life. You know what I mean? But that's the thing about being an addict, is understanding that this is something you do for the rest of your life. And like I tell people, each day we're trying to make ourselves a little bit better. Everybody, not just me. You know, people work at different things. So
In
everybody
general.
really does what I'm doing. You know, addressing yourself, doing an inventory of yourself. You know what? Looking at the people around you, is this bad or is this good? Everybody makes their own type of decisions all day. And as an addict, we think it's something special that we're doing, but it isn't. It's what people do who are successful. That's what they do. They do inventory of themselves. They check
Yes.
themselves. They treat people with respect. When they make a mistake, they make amends for it. All the stuff that's in the big book is what normal people do.
Can I
Yeah.
say?
Go ahead.
So I was a counselor in a group home
Okay.
for kids that were on probation, and I was they call it a child care worker. So we would use agencies like the one that Ricky Dean worked for, West Care. Our kids would go to meetings over there, because if you haven't been through being an addict, it's hard to, reach out to them and get them to relate. It's hard to
Yeah.
make it relatable. So we'd send them to groups that Ricky Dean ran, or, we'd also take them through that Scared Straight program, stuff like that. So
Okay. So that's what you used to do as far as like with the kids.
that's
Take
what
them to the
kids, but
counseling.
Ricky, on the other hand, worked with that population as a counselor, because he'd been through it.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So go ahead, Dean. Finish what you were
Go
saying.
ahead.
Oh, I keep forgetting to get on the mic. No, that's what I was saying about my friend Jenny, is that she is so in tune with young people's feelings. And I think it's from her childhood. You know, it's like I was made for my job. My life experiences has prepared me for what I do now, which is like with her. And she's very good with them. I've watched her, and she's very good with them. And like, she has special needs children, and she works with them. I tell people all the time when they start complaining, or I said, man, I got a friend that, dude, she has to work with 3 of her kids. And you know what? I've never see her treat them with disrespect or distent, or I wish you wasn't ever born. I don't never. I've been knowing her for years. I've never seen her like that. And it's just amazing when I see somebody else going through something. I always bring her up. I said, man, you know what? I have this friend that, dude, she does this 365 days a year.
Yeah.
Even
Wow.
on her worst days.
Yeah. Wow.
So I left that field of work once I had, because my oldest child is 22 now. She has autism. She also has a diagnosis of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult together. And my 17-year-old has autism. And then I have a 13-year-old that just he has learning difficulties, but no diagnosis like that.
Wow. So that they tell you why they have that? Like, was it from the childbirth, or was it something that happened in process of, like, you know what they say, the shots can cause it or whatever?
I always ask myself, and I don't know. My husband has some autism in his family, and he actually has a family member with schizophrenia. So I don't know where it comes from because I don't really know enough about my own like genetic background.
Right, because you were
Uh,
adopted. Yeah.
well, So I met my birth mother and I talked to her sometimes, but when I told her that my daughter had schizophrenia, she stopped contacting me on a regular basis.
Why? That doesn't
Um,
make sense.
she just calls me on my birthday, and if
So do you think maybe they have it in their family and she's trying to hide that?
I don't know if I call her right now, my call will be forwarded, and you know what I mean.
Wow. So you won't hear from her for 2 weeks because
I'll
that's around your birthday.
in 2 weeks I'll hear.
Wow.
I know. That's what I said.
That's
Mm.
horrible. That's
Mm.
horrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've seen her.
Okay.
Not a bad looking lady. I mean, you would never think when she tells me how she is, I'd be like, wow. And then her other kids they look like good citizens.
Right.
Mm.
They are. They are. So, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So Ricky, are you married and do you have children?
No, I'm not married. I asked 2 people and they both said no.
So you've never been married?
Never been married, but I have 2
Okay.
beautiful children. I have a
Okay.
31-year-old daughter who's the apple of my eye, just a good kid. And I have my little man who's bigger than me. He's 13, and
Okay.
he's a biracial child. I call him my rainbow because
Okay.
he's Filipino, Mexican, white, and native.
He's got a lot
Rainbow.
of
Got it?
nationalities in him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Got it. Yes,
yeah.
I got it.
That
Okay.
was it.
And
Yeah.
where are the moms at this time? Do you have the kids or do the moms have them?
Now, my son's mom is a recovering alcoholic addict, and I met her in her addiction when I was not in my
Mm,
addiction.
okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird, but
It's a good
uh,
thing you didn't go back to it
yeah,
because
yeah,
sometimes
yes. But she's good now. She's been clean for some years now. Not many as me, but she's doing well. But my daughter has 6 siblings. All of them have the same father except for her. She has me, and
okay.
and she's more like me than she's like her sibling. She got my DNA. Yeah, definitely a good kid. And
Okay.
Dominic, my son, his mom is she's does well for herself, very educated lady, and she's married and they have a new little baby. And we had some trying times in the beginning, but it all worked out. And matter of fact, we just went to a meeting yesterday. We all
Okay.
had to go and tell people that you picked the wrong kid to be messing with.
Yeah, that's going to be part of my other
Yeah,
questions
okay.
afterwards. Yeah, in a
All
little bit. I wanted to hear about that because I'm hoping for some good news. Okay, and let's see. Um, already talked about that. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, and what kind of oh, this is going to be the next step. So basically, you said that this is when you got into your job, the one that you were injured at. Can you tell me about that job?
Well, for years, I've been working in with make adults and adolescents, but I tend to work better with kids. So I had left West Care and I went to go work for a private company where you make the big dollars,
Mm-hmm.
but you deal with more professional people, police officers, their kids, and people like that. I call the 3 month people. You know, they pay $30,000 and they're cured.
Wow.
And I didn't like that field. That was I didn't care for that. So I went back to working with the prison population, basically, and juveniles and stuff. So I ended up working at a. I didn't want to go at first, but I went to go work at the prison program, and that's different in itself. Being in prison and then going to work in a prison, I can't explain to you. The first day I got sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was physically sick.
Because you could actually leave when you're working there, but if you're there, you can't leave. So yeah, it has to be something to it for sure. Okay. So what happened with that day that you were injured?
Just a person not wanting to do what they wanted to do. But like I said, I've had issues with this person before, spitting on me, calling me the N-word. So we've had a history. And he has a mental illness like a lot of people in the system do. You know, he was what they deemed 5150. So he took psychotropics and all that type of stuff. It's just this day was just a bad day for him, and he decided to take it out on little old me. Yeah, so yeah, that didn't work out. So now I've ended up basically, I'm 60 years old. So, but for a 60-year-old man, if you've seen some of my friends, you'd be going like, I'm doing great. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now it's like, you know, I can barely, I don't know if you've been noticing, a hobble. You know, I got a replacement knee and a couple things I need fixing in my back. So it's kind of frustrating and depressing because I'm not how I was, you know, and I never will be, you know. But so it's just kind of sad, you know, because I'm very active. But like I said, I'm alive. I'm not paralyzed. So
right, it could have been a lot worse.
Lot worse.
Yeah, a lot worse. Okay, so how did it come to be? What happened? Okay, so you guys had a little altercation with him spitting and doing this and doing that. So what happened? Because not everybody knows about what happened on here because we were on a different live.
We had I had asked him to go somewhere and he refused. And so we were by a staircase where the stairs are, he was right by the stairs. Where if you look to your right, he would go down the stairs, right? Well, I thought he was going to walk down the stairs, but he didn't. He ran and charged me. So when he ran and charged me, it ran me up against the wall. And then I got my balance and I basically turned him around. Like I said, I wrestled all through college. So I'm the wrong person to be trying to grab.
Right.
So I ended up, because he's taller than me, so I ended up throwing him against the wall. And then from there, he ended up was swinging something from around his head, and it was striking me on the side of my head. And I thought he was just trying to sock me, you know, like this. But you know that it's really hard back there. Oops, right. Anyway, he was stabbing me. He was stabbing me. So basically, what ended up happening is he pushed against me, or something happened. Because you know how you get in the fog, you don't remember everything. But all I remember is hearing this loud bang. It was my knee. My knee snapped. Oh. And so, so I reached down, just like in the NFL, where they grab their knees, and I went to grab my knee, and that's when I lifted back up, and he elbowed me and caught me right here and knocked and broke my whole tooth out. So now I'm bleeding from the mouth, bleeding from my head, and you start seeing stars because it's a concussion. You know, get hit. Yeah. And so the only thing I could think was to grab him. So I grabbed him, and he turned around on me, and I did a standing wrestling move, a judo move, and I threw him over the railing. And of course, I went with him, but I landed on him.
That was just like a movie. I've seen a kind of movie like that with you know, while they're incarcerated. That's wow.
It happens so fast. You know what I mean? Because you be thinking that, you know, it happens so fast. It's just a trip. And the thing about it is, nobody did anything to help. Nobody. The police, nobody, until it was all over. It's amazing how people freeze. Because you would think that everybody would come to help, but I don't know what it is, self-preservation or fear or whatever it is. Most of the time, people say, well, I would do this. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah. You know? Unless you actually have a situation where you can use your gun or something, then no, you're not. You're really not going to jump in there, especially not if it's going to hurt you.
Yeah. So he ended up going to court. I remember when the public defenders came to my house. They wanted to interview me, And I was basically telling them, look, I'm not trying to get this guy's head. He's sick. I said, I've been in prison. I know what it's like, but he don't need to be out here right now. He's sick and he
Yeah.
can't be trusted. So I ended up writing an impact letter, and then going to court and looking at him and say, hey, dude, I forgive you. And to this day, I tell people I'm not angry at him still. I never did get angry with him. I just want him to get help. And
Yeah.
so he ended up getting 8 more years added to his sentence, but they sent him to
Wow.
Tascadero. That's our state hospital here in California for the
Okay.
criminally insane. So hopefully he gets the help
Wow.
he needs.
Yeah, hopefully. So how
22
long before he gets out, or do you know?
Shoot. Man, well, he probably has some more years because he has to finish his first sentence first.
Yeah,
So whatever time he had on that, maybe a couple years. So
plus the
we
8
figured
years.
about maybe 4 or 5 years he'll be out. And it's been 3 years now. So this happened 2019. I'm still going through this.
Wow.
The COVID stopped everything. Medical care.
Yeah, of course, everything is counting on that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did say, how old were you? Did you say? You
I'm
were
60 years young.
okay, and do you feel like you're 60?
Oh no,
No?
nowhere near.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
no.
a good thing. That's a
Oh,
good
no.
thing.
Yeah, I
All
tell
right.
you, my blood pressure is 116. I mean, I'm
That's
energetic.
amazing because I don't think I'm anywhere near that. I'm not going to even sit there and lie. I don't think I'm anywhere near that, but I'm not taking the medication. I already told him I'm not taking the medication. I am trying to do better by eating better and not
Yeah.
eating meat
Yeah.
and not eating a lot of junk food. No, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't eat chocolate because chocolate is my weakness. I love chocolate and I love ice cream, chocolate ice cream, Rocky Road, like that. That's my weakness. But other than that, I think I pretty much eat pretty good.
It will work. It'll work. That's basically what the medication does. You know what I mean? So
I'm feeling 60 lately, but I'm not 60.
Huh?
Say it again?
I said I'm feeling 60 lately, but I'm not 60.
Neither am I, but I feel like I always tell my husband, he's like, so how you doing today? I don't know, about 100 maybe. But I be feeling old because I've had accidents. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well, this is my daughter's ideal. Because without this, you see my big old baby face. I look like a big old kid with a grin. You know what I mean? So
I had an injection.
You don't look 60. You
I
don't
had
look
an
60.
injection recent, like in July, and it made me gain a bunch of weight. So I'm trying to recover from that injection that they said would help.
Yeah.
So,
So, this is what I wanted to ask you before we got on to the school situation. So, is prison life like how it is on the movies, or do the movies exacerbate the information, the situations?
Exacerbate. They do.
Does.
Yeah,
Okay.
they do. Yeah.
So they make a big deal out of something that's really is not as that big.
It's like a village, and you have to understand this. The guards run on prisons.
right.
They run them. The prisoners don't. We work as far as to carrying about everyday events. You have a dry cleaners, you have a carpentry shop, you have sewing, you have all these different entities in it. But the police run that. Believe that.
Definitely. They definitely do.
Yeah.
They definitely do. Okay, so now what happened with your son with school?
Oh, very interesting.
What happened? Tell us about the situation and then tell us what the.
Well, I have a biracial son who loves everything he is. He's learning about Hispanics, about the Pacific Islanders, the Native American. He just loves it, And but he knows that people will identify him as being black because it's one of the things he has in him that most people say, well, they know he's this. They don't know the other things, but they know he has some black in him.
Right.
So, he goes to a school that's mostly Hispanics. Anyway, he was in school last week, and he was in a free period class, a teacher he's never had. So anyway, the teacher decides they're going to watch a movie, a John Wayne Duke movie. I still haven't found the title of the movie. But anyway, when he's telling the students what the movie is that they're going to watch, a Caucasian little boy basically puts up his hands and tells the teacher, I don't believe that movie's appropriate not, he didn't say just him. He said them, for them to be watching. So the teacher asked him what was inappropriate about it. And the kid said, well, they say some things in it, and some events happen that I think people would be offended. And he goes, well, movies back then were made differently because, that was the time. And the kid says, yeah, but I don't think it's appropriate. And the teacher asked him, well, what did they say that was inappropriate? And the little boy says, I'm not going to say what it is. It's inappropriate. So anyway, tells the kid to sit down, and he puts on the movie. So they're watching the movie, and already the kids are waiting for that part because they already know something's coming. It's not going to be nice. So there's a part of the scene where a African-American person pulled out of prison and lynched, and he's referred to by not as colored person, but as the hard. And so at that point, everybody in class turns around and looks at my son, and he's just sitting there like, wow. And one of his friends say, wow, Dominic, sorry about that, man. That's messed up. So the kids kind of revolt a little bit. I don't know exactly what they said to the teacher, but he releases the class, but he keeps all the little boys who made comments about the situation. And then after he browbeats them, he sends them out of the class. Then my son is there along with him, and he basically gets in my son's face, and my son tells him, sir, with all respect, and he basically tells my son, oh, you want to be respectful now after you disrupt my class. I don't ever want you in my class again, and sends him out. So basically, his mom explained to me what happened, and his stepfather, and we all decide that he doesn't need to be working there at that school. Personally, I don't think he needs to be working anywhere. So yesterday we went to a meeting at the school with the principal, who's a very, very fine people, but they still was sweeping it under the carpet. So my son's father, who is also a teacher in the same district, but not at that school, his mom's been a teacher, educator for 45 years. So she knows people. So she made a couple of calls, and we went to the school board, and we filed a complaint. And so we were just letting the principal knows that we don't want nobody messing with our son anymore, and that we're not taking this as this is a school position at the school. It's condoning this. We don't believe that, but we believe that he don't need to be there. So that's what we told him. And it's his first year teaching. So
wow.
So that means he's on probation. So I hate to rule somebody's career, but we're all responsible for what we do. And there's consequences. Maybe he needs to be doing something else.
Yeah. And you stopping him from, like reporting him, maybe it would have gotten even worse if you didn't report him. He might have had way worse things to say or do that would make it even worse than it is now. I mean, it's bad enough to what he's showing these kids as it is. So it would have gotten worse. So it's good to nip things in the bud. So that's a good thing that you did report him. That is a great thing you did.
Well, some people would say something like this, with people understanding on the side. Well, kids see stuff like that every day. They probably hear that word every day. Well, yeah, but you ain't supposed to hear that in the classroom.
Exactly.
That's a classroom.
Exactly.
You're
supposed to be teaching them things, not wrecking their brains. So yeah, definitely.
Right now, we got a lot going on in this country. It's nothing good, and it's going to get more twisted before it's over. I tell people that all the time, but it's just like a storm. We have to go through this, and hopefully we come out on the other side. Everything's beautiful and sunny like the day is today.
Right.
But with that situation, like I told the principal, what was he thinking when that child, a young Caucasian child, 12, 13 years old, gets up and tells him what he's about to do is not appropriate? A child tell you that. What?
He should have stopped right there.
Because it's like a snowball. It snowballed after that. But once he pushed that little pebble across down the hill, it just gathered speed, And like Dominic's friends have been on the campus, like telling him like, oh, dude, you're gonna put up with that? You gonna let him get away with that? Like trying to egg my son to do something to the teacher now. You know what I mean? But he's not. He knows better. But so hopefully we'll get it nipped in the bud. And like I said, the teacher wants to talk to us, but first, Dominic's mom ain't got nothing to say to him, but he has to get it approved through the school board and stuff because he would be admitting fault, or we could sue them or something. And we're not about that. We just don't want this to happen again. That's all. Be aware of it. Be on your P's and Q's because a lot is going on right now, especially when it comes to like my son playing songs with that in it. I've caught him doing that before, and I explained to him that's not okay. What I mean? I can't, he's a teenager, but you put headphones on, you do something, but that word is not to be said in this house, whether it's the heart, ER, or it's not. I don't use it, period.
Right.
Right now, kids are like, it's cool to call each other that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The word of endearment. There's nothing endearment about that word.
That's it. Exactly. It means ignorant. Stop using it
Thank you.
if you don't know what it means.
Yes, exactly.
Because that's a lot. They use that at schools. Like when my kids used to go to school, and all I hear them do is call each other that. And I'm like, why do you keep calling each other that? You know what it means? And I would explain to them what it meant because I was a substitute teacher. I'm like, do you know what that means? And they're like, yeah. And I said, what does it mean? They think it's like a word that you just call your buddy. And I'm like, no.
Yeah,
you're calling each other ignorant. What are you doing? So, they would kind of lax off a little bit, but because they said it so often that they just say it, it just comes right on out no matter what.
Well, it's like with Dominic when he's talking to his friend and he's gaming. Stop calling your friend stupid. Stop calling him a fool. Any words, I told him that any word that you use to address somebody, you're making them less than. I said, how would you feel if you did something and it was wrong and I called you stupid, or lame, and so I'm teaching him just the same thing with girls. Sometimes he'll make a comment like, oh, she can't do that. She's a girl. I said, yes, she can do that. I whenever he does something like that, I always address him because I want him to treat everybody with respect, whether he likes them or he don't like them.
Yeah.
So that's my job. I tell him all the time, it's not easy being a dad, but I'm going to do my job.
Yeah, exactly. My husband's a great dad as well, so I know exactly what you mean. He doesn't allow that word. My kids, nothing, because my kids are mixed. You should, know, I remember telling you about that. So my kids are mixed, and there's no way they're allowed to say that word, regardless. You don't. That's not a word you use, and my kids don't sit there and call each other or anybody else that. So it's something, it's crazy that everybody uses it like it's okay to use it, and it's not.
Like it's
no matter if you are or you're not, you still shouldn't use it.
And as an African American person, I tell people all the time, it's like we try to give each other passes, and I said no, we can't. Kind of like, well, he ain't black, he can't say it. I don't care what color you are. You could be charcoal, ivory, whatever. You have no reason using that word, and then get mad about somebody else using it. That's the thing.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to call your mother a B, but if somebody else calls her a B, you're all upset.
Yeah.
You should be more upset with you calling her a B.
Right, because that's your mom. Exactly. That doesn't make sense. That really does not make any sense.
Nobody will ever be able to convince me that they have a right to use that word. Sorry.
Yeah, no. And they use it a lot on the internet, on lives, and I'm like, you guys use it a little too much. Yeah, I use it too much. Doing too much. Yeah.
Doing too much.
Jeanette, what are you doing over there? She's cooking?
I was cleaning up a little bit.
Okay.
My phone keeps dying on my phone keeps getting in the red on the stream, so I had to plug it in for a second.
Oh, okay. So going back to your life when you were young, when you were not adopted, but with your Caucasian family, how did you feel being brought up by a Caucasian family?
I didn't know. Go, Jenny.
For me, I didn't know really until I was in kindergarten. I was going into kindergarten, and one of my brothers, who's also adopted, told me.
You didn't know?
I love this story.
I had no idea. He told me that people would be asking a lot of questions. So, like, when I got to school, like, people would ask questions about the fact that my parents were white and I wasn't.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. Like, the weird thing is my my youngest brother is a grade behind me,
Mhm.
but my parents believed in holding children back in kindergarten. So they put me in kindergarten, held me back. So the year that they held me back, my youngest brother was in class with me.
Mhm.
And he is Caucasian. You know what I mean? Light hair. So, you know, so it was different. I think it affected him more because of the questions that he would get all the time.
Okay. So, what kind of questions would they ask him? Like, your sister is
You know,
African American?
I think at some point he stopped saying it to people. So, because I tell people about an incident that happened in high school, he went to a different high school than I did. And then eventually my parents transferred me to that high school because they were doing a lot of driving.
Mhm.
So I go to this high school, and on the first day, we lived in the dorms there. So we lived on campus. I see my brother, I give him a hug, right? And I walk away from that, and this girl corners me
Mm-mm.
and tells me about hugging her man. Like she was going to fight me because I hugged her man.
But
And I,
that's your brother.
yeah, I told her, like,
Mm.
if that was your man, you would know that that's my little brother.
Right.
And for the rest of the year, that girl didn't look me in the face.
She just put her foot in her mouth. That's all she did.
Right.
Wow.
So,
Um, so what kind of school? You said you had told me something about you guys went to a private school? Is that what you
yeah.
said?
So I went to a boarding school in Ojai called Ojai Valley School that boarded from third graders on to high school.
Wow.
Mhm.
When I transferred into the school my brother was in, that was Villanova. So there's a
Mhm.
college that everybody knows about called Villanova. And I went to the high school called Villanova Preparatory School
Wow.
in Ojai. And it's run by priest over there. It's a Catholic school.
Okay. Did
Yeah.
you like it over there?
I
Did you
did.
like the school? You
Uh-huh.
did?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And
Because I
how long were you there? You said you've been there what, 5 years?
over in Ojai or
In that the school.
no, I went to the other school for 2 years, and then I transferred into that school as a junior.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Kind of sounds like her parents weren't poor folks, huh?
no.
No, they were not because that's expensive.
But
Expensive.
but we lived in a town where like the actual house that I grew up in, our closest neighbor was a mile and a half away.
Mhm.
So I lived on a ranch, but the closest neighbor was a mile and a half away. So like outside of school, I didn't have like socialization with neighbors,
Mhm.
but I did have a lot of siblings, you know?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
So
My
like
light.
go see the neighbor, you'd have to hike pretty far.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was too bright over that way. The sun was just blaring right in through that window. Okay, so let me see.
so
So have you ever went to private schools at all, Ricky?
Oh no, I'm a public
No.
school type of guy. Yeah, but I went to schools where it was just me and my little brother.
What kind of school would that be?
A school out in the boonies. It's a little town I'm
Oh,
from. There's not black families out there, so
okay.
there was actually the High Towers. That's another family. They were out there, but it was pretty much uh, Portuguese, Armenians, Italians, people. That's the type of people I went to school with. And like, unlike Jenny, I didn't realize until I was in eighth grade that there was really a difference. It never dawned on me. Nobody ever called me
Said
anything.
anything.
Never.
Wow.
One of my friends. We're talking six. I'm born in the '60s, so that means
Yeah.
67, when things
Yeah.
were going crazy in this country.
Yeah.
Never had an incident. Never.
Wow. That's
Yep,
amazing.
I
You were
know.
lucky. You were
Yep.
lucky.
Yep.
Okay. And now we're going to get to the nitty gritty. Come on up here, Jenny. How did y'all meet?
I think I met Ricky Dean on Facebook. Well,
Okay.
no, I think he added me, and I had friends in common, and I knew, like, I seen his workplace, and I knew that my workplace, that I had previously dealt with his workplace.
Okay.
So I added him.
But I
Okay.
think it was. I think it was face. I think it was not that one, but I think it was MySpace.
Which it could have
MySpace.
been.
That would make more sense because it was way back then. We're talking.
Right.
We're talking 12. We're talking some years ago. Our
We're
kids.
saying, yeah.
My son wasn't born yet.
Well, William was a 2. I know William was 2. And William's 17 now.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's how I met her. That's years ago, man. Yep.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did like her at first. I was attracted to her at first until she told me that she was married. And I've always been like that. You know, it's like I've always had real good friends who were girls. So I wasn't that type of guy like, wow, I could still get her. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
She's
Right.
married. You know what I mean?
She's married. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's off base. Yeah, that's
Well,
definitely
we
like
just kind of
double touch.
developed into another relationship because I met her physically, her and about 3 of her girlfriends at a club,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
all cutie pies, all of them. I was like, damn, I struck gold. You know what I mean?
I've tried to set Ricky Dean up with like a few of my different friends, and it just, I don't know.
Didn't work out.
Nah.
Yeah.
But they all, you know what? Actually, like a couple of them have remained his friend,
Mhm.
you know? So,
Yeah, I'm real picky. I'm very funny. For being a funny looking guy, I've had some beautiful girlfriends just for whatever reason, and I keep telling people, personality, it's who you are. How you
Yeah.
represent yourself. You know, especially being kind of humorous. Women like that. Women like a person who's not always serious, 100,
Yeah.
24/7. You know, you always get the stern face and
Mhm.
try to be
So-
hard.
I'm always taking applications for Ricky Dean. Like, I'll run the background for you.
Because I know.
Wow.
Back over here,
Okay.
I spend most of my time on I ain't gonna name the chat, but it's a God, what would you call it? A media?
Social media? Mhm.
Social media, yeah. And that's where I go, and it has different rooms, crazy rooms, karaoke rooms. So I pretty much do that. So like I'm surprised I haven't got one message on here. Come sing in our room. So I'm
Yeah,
the guy.
I know you're not talking about Bigo, right?
No.
Okay, because Bigo is like that as well. You find which room you want to get into, and you kind of like watch the person either singing or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And it's fun, and I'm the guy that usually to get more people. You know how you want to have more clients.
Yeah.
Ricky,
More
come in my
viewers.
room, and then the people will follow you. Then we'll all have fun, and it's fun. The only thing that's bad about it is a lot of things online. People drink and drug. So if I'm singing, they're sitting there drinking or doing
Doing whatever. Yeah.
Don't bother me.
Wow.
But it's just you know, when people get a little drunk, they, you know,
It gets stupid.
get
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm not into stupid. So that's why I don't go to clubs or anything. I don't
Yeah.
do parties like my friends. I'll go, like if it's their birthday, I'll go the first hour or so before everybody gets there, then do my socialization. Then I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and I've come up on Facebook like within the last couple months. I don't like into people's panels.
Yeah.
I'm not really usually, I'm usually somebody who watches Facebook in the bushes.
You mean YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube. That's what I
Okay.
mean. See what
I
I
was
mean?
like,
I'm not,
did she just say Facebook? I didn't do anything to
Yeah.
that.
She
I
did.
did, I'm like not socially, I'm not like good on all the apps. Like I still haven't, it took me a long time to switch over from MySpace over to Facebook, the transition over there. And then now people are saying Instagram, and I made one, but I'm still not like regularly checking it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm good on the Twitter. Just kicked me off there, but I'm not the person you really want to argue with on debate stuff because I'm a factual person. You know, I read, I educate myself. If I don't know something, it's like yesterday when you guys were talking the case, and China was like, wait, let me get the information. Let me find out if that's a factual. And that's how I am, you know, and that's why when somebody's arguing with me and I know they're not talking about facts, I just let them talk. I don't say, no, you're wrong, blah, blah. I don't do that. Like the other day when we were talking, and somebody says that's a hard subject for them to talk about. That's fine. We don't need to talk about it. We can move on. I won't be offended.
Hey,
If it's something you don't feel comfortable discussing or whatever, because I don't want to offend you, you know what I mean? But if we're going to talk, I'm going to use factual stuff. I'm not going to be using my feelings. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. And a lot of people, when they're talking about issues like today, they're going from in here. They're talking about feelings. And that's why everything's so crazy right now. Everybody's talking about their feelings. And feelings, they're like, you know what? They're like, everybody has them.
Yeah. Like everything else, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Jimmy Share. You know what? Even because this is she really having an issue with her weight, and I understand that. But I've never seen her this way before. But she still has that cute little stare when she's staring at you. It's just like, hi, I'm Jimmy. Yeah, you see it? There's right there.
Okay, so I have a question since you came up with that. Okay, so Jenny, I know you're married, but let's just say, God forbid, it no longer works for y'all two. Would you be interested in Ricky?
He's my friend, so I wouldn't.
That's like the best relationship, though. That is actually the best relationship, is to be with your friend.
I wouldn't want to lose a friend, though.
Could you have I mean, like if you guys are friends, how would you lose them as friends? So hold on. Good for you, Ricky. Wish my husband, mistress, would have felt that way.
Like, what if I like get freaky and try to choke him or something?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Where are we going with this? This is not Naomi's channel.
Where'd you read that at?
No.
Here. Oh my goodness! I didn't see that over there.
I'm just saying.
Anybody has any questions in the chat before she says something else? Anybody else has a question in the chat?
Oh, I didn't even know that was over there. I thought it was just us three.
No.
Ricky said I'd lose a friend for that. See, I just wouldn't want to lose a friend.
Yeah.
So I get it. Hey, Naomi, yes, we don't want another one like your last night. Your life.
This is how
not
I look
in here.
I tell people this all the time. I believe that most women, when they meet you, they're either attracted to you or they're not. Seriously, I really believe that. And they make that decision when they first meet you. Oh, he's really, really cute, or he's a jerk, or he's that, but you may not ever act on it. So my thing is, I've always been attracted to Jenny, but like she was married, and you know, and that had a thing with me because I don't want to share.
Yeah. Right.
I don't want to share somebody with somebody else. You know what I mean?
No,
that's my thing.
Of course not.
And then her kids is her world, and her kids need the father. It just, why would you do something like that? But there's people who do that. Don't care. Home wreckers.
Yeah.
Well, it takes two. Well, yeah, but it starts off with one.
Yeah. You know? Naomi said, grow up. Grow up what? What do you mean?
But
what do you mean grow up?
Sometimes I tell like my husband, like, if you don't like water the lawn or start watering, I'm going to get a brother husband to do it.
Yeah.
And you know, he's been out there watering it lately though.
Yeah. But you know what's funny though?
But that's just a reference because I watch those shows sometimes.
But you know what's funny?
Go ahead.
It is people quite not like my roommate that I have right now. She's my ex.
Yeah.
Years back. we are the best as a friend, like me and Jenny. These are my two best friends. You know what I mean? And people just cannot believe that we could be in the same house and just be cordial. I have kissed her before, you know, like her birthday or something like that. But we don't do anything else. We're friends.
Yeah.
We're friends.
Friend
But
is
it's
friend.
so hard because even her sister to this day, her sister will be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. You guys are friends. Yeah, right. No, we're friends. But it's
That's
people,
what I thought. That's what I thought at first too, until I came to know Barnison. You know.
well, yeah, she
Yeah.
the same thing. You know what I mean? And I tell people all the time, you have to understand what a friendship is, and then you will get it.
Yeah.
Like, you understand if your friendship is based on different type of things, then you're not going to get this. It's based on respect, loving each other, caring for each other. Like I have my male friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sleep with one of my male friends. I'm not gay.
Naomi, you want to
So
hop on
for
the
me-
panel?
For me, I have 2 sisters and 4 brothers, but my
Mhm.
sisters are like older than me, and I don't really have a whole lot of female friends. I have a few female friends, but I have more male friends
Mm-hmm.
than I do female friends. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's how I relate or something. I'm not sure.
She
Yeah.
has some good female friends. I know them.
You know, like how many do I have though compared?
Well, I don't know because I don't know.
I think you just pay attention to my female friends.
No.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
She putting them out there.
it's like with her husband. The first time I met him, I was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I was uncomfortable is because she's my friend, but he don't know that I think she's cute. See
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So there's my own guilt in
You
me.
sound like a little kid. She's cute.
So I was uncomfortable meeting him because I'm like, is he going to read my mind? Hey, or ask me a question like, hey, do you think my wife's cute? But me and him get along great. I like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when she's yelling at him, I'm always trying to save him.
Oh, wow.
I try to save him, but he usually does something really way out. Can't be saved. Sorry. Okay, it's crazy.
Trying to see if Naomi wants to come.
Ricky Dean helped me move one time. And like, you know how that is, if you've ever moved and the chaos of moving.
Well, let's see. We moved from BR to here to where we had our trailer, and then moved from our trailer into our home. But the trailer's on the same property as our home. So we built the house from scratch, and everything we had, like, that was in that trailer was basically junked. But anything that was good, that we just brought it over here. It was easy to move because it was like probably about 200 feet away from here. So everything was like, move it here. That's basically it. So I've only moved in my life twice.
Right. Yeah. I moved let's see, I've moved twice since I've known you, right, Ricky Dean?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
From the house to the pool. Yeah.
I moved a few times.
Yeah.
Hey, a question. This is just me, for me, because I'd be needing help too. If I could find my thought, it had to do with women.
But I've been in this house 10 years, so I've been here for a long time. Not the longest, but a long time.
Okay.
Now, this is something, Jenny. I haven't even talked to Jenny about this. Normally, what happens with me and women is younger women. Now, I'm getting older, but like I try to explain to somebody, a 20-year-old looks good to me today, like she did to me 40 years ago. That doesn't change. But I'm older now, so I'm thinking, well, she's my daughter age. I don't know. Child.
You talked to me about it, and what did I tell you?
So my thing now, what happens is most of the women that I get involved with are usually early 30s, and are not my age, and I don't understand that why women my age are not attracted to me yet, or I don't see it. I don't know, but it's usually the ones that are like 30 something, and I'm still thinking that's too young for me. You know what I mean? Because my daughter is now, and I'm 60, so that makes me 30 years, 20 something years
It's
now. And it's just, but women say this all the time: age doesn't matter. All
no,
this stuff.
Ricky Dean. It's
Sometimes it
not.
does and sometimes it doesn't.
It's
What were you
not
going to say,
that.
Jenny?
It's not that.
Hold
I
on one
have
second.
talked to Ricky Dean about this because, like, he will date younger women, and he'll tell me that, and I'll be like, Ricky Dean, they're gonna try to use you.
Yeah.
They're gonna start asking you for stuff, like you're a target, right? And then, like, sure enough, he'll be dating, and then all of a sudden he'll be like, yeah, like I had to drop that when she was asking me to pay her electric bill, and you know.
But see, the other thing on that is though, news on the phone. But the other thing on that, Jenny, is this right here. Most of the women don't be knowing my age. They be thinking I'm not the age that I am. So that's another issue sometimes too, that they necessarily are not aware that I'm my age. And then they'll use this line right here. This is a good line, you knew. This is a good line they use on me.
Okay.
I'll be saying, I'm old enough to be your dad.
I mean, Ricky Dean, look,
And then,
I don't think that
let
they
me finish.
think that you're 60 because I don't see that.
Yeah.
But I think that they know that you're older than them,
Okay.
and they figure that you're more established than them.
That
And
makes
some of them are trying to get something from you. And it's happened times where I told you it was going to happen, right?
Yes, it has. And I have bailed. But this is the line I love. I'm old enough to be your dad. Yes, you are, but you're not. I'd be like, damn.
There go that one, right? Bye.
Yeah. And the thing about me is when I have relationships with somebody, usually I'm friends with them. I'm not the type of guy that, like, I have one girlfriend who hates me. Out of all the girls I've been with, this one particular person hates my guts. If you say my name, she'll be like, ah. But both my kids' mothers, they good relationships. And so that's a good thing and a bad thing because I'm good at befriending women, but sometimes I'm not good at picking who's the best person for me. And that's why I'm by myself.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta reflect. So it's good to be by yourself for a while. So
Yeah, but we talking years, man. I'm talking about
yeah.
But like I said, I have my son, so that has really played a part because believe this or not, when my son was little, like 1, 2, and 3, I couldn't tell you how jealous some women were of my child.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Because that's
I
your
stopped dating.
child.
Yeah, I stopped dating, because it's
Yeah.
like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You guys be talking about us like a dog, and then when we do our job, you're like, it's
Dang
crazy.
if you do and dang if you don't.
Yeah. So I
Well,
just
didn't one of them have kids too?
yes.
And she was
That doesn't
like,
matter.
not nice to yours. I remember.
Yeah, so
Oh wow. That sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Right.
I got out of that. Yeah, you can't be
That's good.
crazy with my son. And then, like I said, my son, when he was a baby, I mean, he's still cute, but when he was a baby, he was adorable. Oh my God, he looked like a little dog with this little curly hair. I'm sure, like your boys probably were.
Yeah. They all had curly hair. Well, when they first were born, their hair was bone straight, like straight. And then all of a sudden, days later, they just start curling up. And then they had longer hair. Then some of them had shorter hair. But I had my last two had long hair. But one of them decided to cut their hair because they didn't want their hair done. But my last son, he just turned. Well, he's about to turn 23. Well, actually, he just turned 23 recently, and he had his hair down to his back. But as he got older, I guess his hair just kind of like did whatever it wanted to do, didn't want to act up, so he just got rid of it all.
Well,
Got married and got rid of it.
I had called Ricky Dean and told him because we talk a lot about the Amari case.
Yeah.
And I told Ricky Dean, like, forewarning, you might not want to look because he looks like a lot like Don
Yes.
did when he was little. So I'm
Right.
like, Ricky Dean, you might not want to look at that
Yeah.
because
Oh, they were saying something about him last night on Naomi's channel, but I don't know how true it is
about Amari. Yeah,
about the meth. Yeah.
yeah. I told Ricky Dean he might not want to look at that case because that little boy does like resemble his.
Yeah. And you know what else too? They haven't they're talking about Gabby right now, saying that, girl, I don't know why this thing keep flying around me. It's a mosquito. They had a thing about Gabby, and they're saying that she looked like she had bruises on her back.
Oh wow.
They said we don't know. They're saying we don't know if it's shadows or not, but it looks like bruises. But we don't know where she got bruises. She could have fell down. But they're thinking along the line as Brian did it.
Yeah. I keep telling people, Brian's not missing. Brian's hiding.
He's hiding. Oh yeah,
He's not
definitely
missing.
hiding. He's not
He
missing.
cracks me up. He's missing.
No, he is not missing. He's hiding.
He's hiding.
And if he is considered missing, is because he ended up going somewhere he didn't have no business going, and he's not any longer on the earth. If you know what I mean.
Crocodiles are eating on him.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see somebody in the room named Veronica. That's my favorite name. That's my grandmother's name.
Veronica. I don't
Yeah,
know
Veronica. We call her Roni. Roni.
She's really sweet. She's really sweet. Where's she at? Is she up there still? I don't know if she's still in here or not. Who's still in the chat? Say, put a 1 in the chat.
I don't know. I think it's going to take a long time to find him.
Oh, Naomi was here. I didn't see her.
Yeah, she's in here. That's who I was talking to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if she's still in here or not. Naomi, are you still in here? Because I asked her if she wants me to come up. I could drop the link, but she hasn't answered me. But I got 9 more minutes on here, and I gotta get the cooking.
Are you gonna sing Ricky Dean in the last 9 minutes?
Yeah, let's do some karaoke.
Sure.
I got copyright.
What's that mean?
Did you really?
On all my karaoke's, I have copyrights. It's okay because it's not gonna damage my channel. But they put a copyright that tells you, like, if I get monetized, I don't get any of that money. The person gets all the money. So it was Karen White, Kelly Price, all of that. All of them.
You got copyright for karaoke's that we were doing the other night?
Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's from the other time as well, so it's okay. It's not about
why is that?
I don't know.
Well, we don't.
Somebody tells me you put in the description that it's not your music and that you know blah blah blah. But I don't think that's what works. I think YouTube just don't want you using people's stuff unless you want them to get paid instead of you getting paid. But I don't get in trouble for that. Nobody gets in trouble for copyright as in music. All it is that you don't get monetized for it. You don't get the money for it. So if you get monetized, all that money goes towards those people.
Wow.
So do you want?
So if I make $10, they each get 1. Big deal. Woo woo.
Do you want him to do a karaoke on?
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Because what if it gets copyright?
It's okay. I already got copyright. That's fine. Go ahead. It's fine.
No, but
fine. They just don't want you to. They say, "Oh, it's okay to play the music." It is not okay to do either or. It's just, it's fine with me because copyright is copyright, but it's not going to do anything to the channel. I already got like 4 or 5 already, and they all say will not hurt my channel. It's just,
but don't you want this one to be like monetized if it does?
So what they do is they give you the option to remove the music if you want to keep it, and then just like it'll be like muted. But I'm not going to worry about it because it's not even long enough to say. So it's fine.
Okay, so you could put it at the end.
Yeah, it's literally 7 more minutes.
You could cut it off the end if they give you.
Yeah, 7 more minutes. We're good.
That's weird because like Carafun is a karaoke thing that they pay to use these songs.
It might not have been the ones you did. It could have been the ones we did. Because we had the music like this, and then I had the voices. It might have grabbed the voices as well. But I tried to go over it, but that didn't work, obviously. That didn't work. So, yeah.
So what song are you doing?
Doing
I
something.
have my phone on the charger. That's why it looks like that. I'm sorry.
Doing
You're
a song
fine.
by a guy named John Mayer. You know who that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like him. He's in my wheelhouse, as I like to say, my wheelhouse. My
Okay.
key. He sings in my key.
He's in your key. Okay.
And it's coming on here. Let me know if I have to change something.
Like I said, don't worry about it. It's only like 6 more minutes. We're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's loading. Yep. You're old enough. I'm old enough to be your dad. Yes, but you're not. And I have a lot of little cutie pie friends, man. It's just like I just talk, you know what I mean? But I do have this friend. She's like around about 48.
Mm-hmm.
But she's one of those where you have to get married. She's like or some serious person. And I
Yeah.
don't think I'm there yet. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. So you don't plan on ever getting married again, or getting married, I should say, because you say
It
you
would be
never been
nice.
married.
But like I said, you got to understand that I'm a father and that my son comes first. You know what I mean? Some
Right.
people don't want
That's
to
your
deal with,
priority. Yes.
especially a woman my age. You know, they're used to kids are grown and having grandkids, where I got a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but usually when they meet him, they love him. All women love my little boy. He was a great magnet. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's so cute.
See, that's the kind of girls you don't want. You need a magnet, like a magnet, as in like for you, not for your child, but for you, and then let that happen afterwards.
You couldn't tell me that. No, I'm playing.
Come here, Lola.
And then the girl that I was in love with, like all my life, my high school girlfriend that I loved all my life, she ended up marrying a woman.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yeah,
not
so,
good.
yeah, not for me. But I'm
Yeah.
good friends. See, I'm good friends
See,
with them.
that's good. See,
keep
that's
telling me-
good.
Yeah, they're in Washington State. Keep telling me to come
That's
visit.
good.
So she only got 7 minutes. You gotta sing. How long is the
No,
song?
4 minutes. I have
4
4 minutes.
minutes.
I'm
You gotta get
trying
to
to
sing it.
Let me try it again. I don't know why it's tripping today.
You gotta
They
sing
don't
it.
want to do a karaoke. Naomi, you want to hop on here for the last 4 minutes?
You gotta sing us out.
Okay, here it is. Let's see if it works this time. Okay, it's loading.
Come.
Here it comes. You guys have music?
Yeah.
Gravity is working against me. And gravity, oh, it wants to bring me down. Oh, I'll never know what makes this man with all the love that his heart can stand. Dream of ways to throw it all away. Hey, hey, hey. And gravity is working against me. And gravity, oh, it wants to bring me down. Oh, twice as much ain't twice as good, and can't sustain like what half could. It's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. twice as much, ain't twice as good, and can't sustain like one half could. It's wanting more that's gonna send me to my knees. Yeah, and gravity, a state of hell away from me. Oh, and gravity has taken better men than me. Now, how can that be? Just keep me where the light is. Yeah, keep me. Oh, keep me where the light is. Come on and keep me. Yeah, keep me where the light is. Where the light is. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Hey, I want to buy that. I'm telling you, Jenny, but this is professional, man. Look at all that stuff.
I work hard at that, but it was like originally it's just an outlet because I like to take pictures of things.
Okay. Moses.
So,
I ain't got no sense.
right.
So now, Anu, what will you do after this? You just do your daily stuff at your house? Anu.
Yes. I was actually looking at all her stuff. I was like, I got into her stuff.
Yeah. I know this week, my roommate, her brother-in-law passed a couple months ago. So we're having a yard sale at her sister's house this weekend.
Oh, wow.
I know. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. Matter of fact, he was the head counselor out at our city college here, and he started a program called EOC. I mean EOPS. It's a program for anybody could use it, but if you don't have funds or tutorings, and now it's a program through all the state colleges in California now, and he started that. Real good guy.
Okay.
Yep, just passed away, man. Just woke up, and that was it.
So I'm going to drop your link in here. Okay. Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
So, what I started doing is I'd buy jewelry jars because I watched how to do that. And then I'd pull all the gold and silver out of it. And then I had like all this other stuff, jewelry. So I do make stuff with it, but I have a shop. So my Poshmark's a little smaller because I have a booth at a store now. But so I would get the gold and silver money. That would be the main money. And then I started making stuff like this. That, I don't know if you can see her good. That's all made out of like.
Oh, that's cool.
That's made out of crushed up jewelry.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Like upcycled stuff.
See, I would put that on my wall versus a real deer. That's cool.
Right.
Like that. Naomi's about to hop on top of some silly. Let's see.
So that's what I do. And then now I have a little booth at a store and I put stuff in there too. So it's like, it's good. And
let's see, Naomi, I dropped the link. So I put your actual Posh in here. So you guys, if you guys want to go check it out, that's Jenette's. That's her Poshmark. So if you guys want to go look at it, see what you like to purchase, she's got really nice things in there.
And I
There's a
add
link.
things every week. So
And I'm also going to put it in my description afterwards too. So that way they could always look at it from there.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
When you back on again?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? Okay. I'll check you
Tomorrow.
out.
So tomorrow is going to be my what's Wednesday?
I have the dentist.
What is my Wednesday, Jenette? Because I know you probably remember. What do I do on Wednesday?
I think Wednesday is the one that we had a hard time with, but we talk about stuff.
Okay, so it actually normally is relationship day, but I'm gonna actually do. I think I might be doing another interview. I'm not sure. I got to see if that person is going to be able to do it tomorrow.
Because today is Trash Talk Tuesday, right?
Yeah, today's my Trash Talk Tuesday. Yes.
But we weren't really trash talking.
No, we didn't do that today. No, we didn't do that. But yeah, that day was fun. That was actually really fun.
See, Jenny, you see my little thing behind me? That's my little. So, my roommate she's basically moving to her sister's. So she's over here for like a break right now. I keep telling her, you never make a life decision.
Callie!
While you're in undue stress.
Yeah.
So
Callie
came back again.
How are you?
Hi.
So you said you want to get into social media?
Hi.
Hello,
Okay.
Kelly.
Can you turn off the?
Fine. I don't know
one
which
of the
one
what you call
to-
it on. Either you have to turn
Girl,
it all
I
the way
don't have
down.
anything. You guys are so far advanced than me.
Are you on the computer?
There you go.
Okay,
There you
can
go.
you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good.
I'm sorry, you guys.
It's okay.
She has a cow head back there too.
I see it.
Hi, Jenette.
Hello.
And
I see
hi,
it.
Ricky.
Hello.
I was listening last night at Naomi, and my daughter works from home. I know this is off topic.
No, that's fine. We're not on. We're not
and
on
I
any
don't
topics right
understand
now. Go
people
ahead.
being rude.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, someone came in and was telling Naomi they're pulling her braids. Did you see that?
I deleted it.
Okay. Well,
I actually mute him, and then I took him out for the rest of the night, so he can't get on ever.
Was that well? Guess what? My daughter's listening to someone named Molly. I don't know her. Molly, go. Oh, I'm so. See,
you can't say her name on here because she's not like one of my things.
I don't know who it is, but that
I know who it
person's
is.
in there
right now.
Right now, and I took a picture for you because I get so upset because I look at Naomi like my, a niece. And I'm all, it's a real person. And I just said I wanted to ask a silly question. So people go from room to room and say mean things?
Just to get you off your track, yes.
Yeah, they're called.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Trolls.
They're called trolls.
So are they in there like talking like normal, or are they trolling her?
No, they're talking nice. And I'm all, why would they rude to Naomi last night?
Because that's what they do when they see somebody prospering. Where is Naomi? She's supposed to be in here. She needs to hear about this. But yeah, that person was being disrespectful and rude and saying really bad things, really mean things. And I got in there and I muted the person for the rest of the channel until she deletes them or blocks them.
Because you guys talk about Instagram and I like you all so much. And I want to start joining Facebook with you guys. And then I just saw that. And with my daughter, I have an adult daughter too. She's 36 and she works at a university around me. And she works from home. And so she was on that thing. And I walked and sat next to her. And I'm all, wait a minute, that's a person. I just don't understand it. I'm just getting into it. And I know you're all advanced. So I said, can I ask a silly question?
No, I can help you get on there if you want to get on. Which social media do you want, like Facebook and Instagram?
I want to do, because you all talk about Instagram. I want to learn.
Okay. Instagram
so one time when
is
you guys
simple.
got time.
Just get you an app. Get your app first. You got your phone?
I'm not over there
I
yet.
got my computer right here.
Okay, so what you do is go onto your computer, and then I'll show you how to do it on your phone. Because you can't do two things like that. It'll make it go so slow.
Okay. Well, I'll wait till you're all done talking, and if you, I'll text you or whatever. I'll email you my phone number.
Okay, email me your phone number, and I'll show you how to do it.
Don't laugh at me, Ricky, because I've been listening to you patiently while I'm cleaning, and you're a very good storyteller. So don't laugh.
He's got some stories for
You know
sure.
what I was thinking? I was thinking energy lady. She has energy.
I was listening to you talk because that's why I typed that. I can't believe I put my personal information there. But yeah, my husband just dropped me for another woman. So I was listening to you talk about being single. So.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that. Like when I get into my like when I'm doing interviews, I don't even like really look at the chat. I kind of like glance, and I don't see anything crazy going on. So I was like, oh man, I missed the whole
well,
thing.
I've talked to Jenette before, back and forth, and we're kind of from the same area. So
okay.
She understands what I'm saying. I've told her before he left his truck in a field. She knows what I'm talking about.
What area are you from?
I'm in Salinas.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have some prisons in Salinas.
Yes.
When you were just talking, my neighbor across the street, he does. He works at Salinas Valley. Yeah.
I've been there.
Well, no judgment here. I like everybody. So
Oh no,
you're interesting to listen to.
Yes.
But I just wanted to say I don't understand it all, and that's why I like you, and I just didn't. That's the first time I'd seen that in Naomi's room, and I was like, I put the big eyes up, going, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
So I'll learn it, but I'm going to continue listening to you guys. But I'm going to email you my phone number so you can teach me if you don't mind.
Oh, not a problem at all. I have no problem showing.
I'll continue to listen to you guys.
Okay, sweetie.
Okay, bye, you guys.
Okay. Make sure it's you knew just like my name 2021@gmail.com. Okay.
Okay, bye, you guys.
Bye, sweetie.
Yes.
I actually, I have to say to you, I'm a mod too, and I didn't see it, so you must have killed it quickly.
Because so I know Shay's seen it, because like when I'm in the panel, it's kind of hard to see it unless I have my second.
That's why I didn't see it last night.
But when she puts it, she mutes it. But when I do it, I actually kick them out of that live where they can't come back.
Okay.
And then from there, Naomi can actually block them or report them or whatever on her end, because I can't do that. All I could do is mute it, report, and what's the other one? And where you take them out for the rest of that live.
See, I'm gonna have to start getting my devices better charged. Like right now, I'm on red, so that's why my phone's like this.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then sometimes I have two devices I look at, so I can look at the feed. But you must have killed it quickly because I didn't see it.
Yeah, as soon as I see something like, the reason why I ended up seeing it really well was Pez. Pez was in there, and she started not trolling, but like repeatedly putting something in the chat to get our attention. And what it does is it boots their message out. And that way it just rolls to the bottom. So I scrolled it down and I grabbed it, and then I kicked them out for the rest of not kicked them out, but I muted him for the rest of the live. So he can't come back in.
Good. Well, I mean, it shows that she's getting a following though. So.
Oh yeah, she's definitely getting a following. That's why they send people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that person she was talking about, I know exactly who she's talking about. I've dealt with them before.
Okay. So they just do that for a living. Troll.
I've dealt with it. Not because they trolled me. It was a situation that I had to deal with. I'll tell you that on the phone, because I don't like putting nobody's names out there, because they hear their name, they automatically want to try to like
right.
get you in trouble or have you what they call it, strike you and all that. I wish you would, fool. I ain't got nothing for you. Nothing.
Now this is where I'm confused a little bit, because like I look to the right, you have private chat, you have comments. The comments are people that are listening in.
Yes.
But I don't see a place where I would write comments. There's nothing.
Because you're on the panel, that's why. You would have to use
Oh,
a separate device. I
exactly.
can do it because I'm I'm the host, so I
I
can
got
do it.
I
But
got
if I wasn't the host, I would be in the same situation where I have to get my phone and get on the chat.
okay, I
Right.
got So the
It's
private
okay. It's okay. You're fine. You
so
are
now
so fine. You're fine, Callie.
so the
Huh?
private chat is if I'm sending a message to you like this, that you
Yes.
do that, but nobody
Right.
else does.
Right.
Right.
Only
Right.
the people on the panel see that. Yes.
Oh, the panel people. Okay.
Yeah.
Only the panel. Everybody in the panel can see that.
Okay.
So, like, if you're talking to somebody on the panel, I would also be able to see it. Or if you're talking to me, the rest of them can see it. It's the same thing. Everybody can see the same thing,
Yeah. So the comments are already from when
but
we
only the panel. That's why it's considered a private chat. But
okay,
it's not private, like as in private. It's private as in for the chat to be able. I mean, the panel is conversing. Like if let's just say you see something in the chat, you don't want to just say, "Hey, blah blah blah," doing this. You go straight to the private chat and you say, "Hey, this person is saying this," and then the person deals with them, the
yeah.
host or their mods.
Like right now, Callie just sent a little message that we're all seeing, which
Yeah.
okay, but when you're
She
new to
said, "Oh, I'm
something,
sorry. I'm you
you know,
new to this. I'm new to
well,
this."
well,
But it's
that's fine.
okay.
Yeah, that's
It's okay.
how you learn. That's why I tell people there's no such thing as a stupid question. Because me,
Right.
that's
Exactly.
how I learn. Because I'll either do that or I'll go to YouTube and watch videos on something.
Right. Right.
Because like my computer, my gaming computer, I put this together all by myself. It took me like about a week, but I watched videos and man, it saved myself hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. Callie, don't forget to send me your number so I can call you and I can show you how to do it, sweetie.
I'm just kidding.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said, Ricky, there's a spider on your head.
Look, y'all need to go get this. Y'all need to go get this, and we're gonna do the challenge, okay?
I'm just,
Go get
I
it.
was
It's
just kidding.
spicy.
Ricky. I
Can
was
you eat
seeing if
spicy
you were gonna
food?
go like this.
Love spicy food.
Can you eat spicy? Like, can you handle spice?
Yeah,
I can't.
sure.
Okay. Get Boozled. Oh, hold on. Wait. Let me see. Okay, right there. So can you see that? It says Bean Boozled,
Mhm.
right? But it's called Five Fiery. Fiery Five. I'm sorry. Fiery Five. You're welcome, sweetie. Fiery Five. And it has Carolina Reaper, jalapeno, sriracha, cayenne, and habanero.
Ooh.
And you got to do this. And whatever I choose, that's the one you have to take. God, why is this thing so doggone
Ricky,
light? Okay, right there.
Dean, tell her the story about when you tried the hot chicken.
Are we talking about at Buffalo Wings?
Yes.
Man,
You
I
got to
kicked
get
butt.
that. Make sure you get it. It's on Amazon, or you can go to Walgreens. They said you can get it at Walgreens, but I got this on Amazon because it's a big container for $11.
Ricky Dean
But you
has a
can get a
Buffalo
cheaper
Wings.
one.
He has
Go
a
ahead.
Buffalo Wings story, and I was laughing when I heard it.
You too, Jenette. You need to get one too. Do you eat hot stuff?
No, my son does.
Okay,
have
well
a
then
son.
your son can get on and do it then.
I love hot stuff. Yep.
So let's do that. Let's get everybody to do that. Okay, that work?
Oh yeah. It's about time for you to leave, huh?
That is not nice, Jenette. What if there was?
I was thinking Ricky Dean was gonna go fight.
There's a spider on your head. That's what she's saying. She's playing around. But yeah, so like if you guys get that, we could do the challenge. Like everybody on the panel. Like I could get 10 people and we could do a challenge. You too, Callie. Get you some spicy. Where you from Cali? California, right? Yeah, she has to be from Cali.
Yeah.
Duh. Anyway, so basically get that and we will do the challenge. I didn't even know they had this until Naomi told me about it. But we could all get on here and do this.
Yeah, she's
We're
in
gonna do the Bean
Yeah.
Boozled challenge.
Yeah, she can head right to the coast, man. And
Yeah.
that.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We're about to get off. Give me a second.
Okay.
That was fun, Ricky Dean.
It was fun.
You did a good job.
Well, that's what I do. I
So
can't
you
wait to
made-
get back. I miss Fresno State. I miss going out there, man. I told you they started paying me pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done it in what 2 years now. The school's been shut down.
Right.
Yeah, but hopefully I get a chance to get back to it. That's
They'll,
fun. You know,
they'll come back eventually.
it's weird because my sponsor always tell me that nothing worse than somebody who likes the sound of their voice. It's not. I don't like the sound of my voice, but I was telling somebody that the ability to express oneself, but in front of people is not. It's not something everybody can do because what usually happens in my debate class, they used to, you hear the thing about you're supposed to think of people in their underwear.
Hmm.
To make yourself unnervous. That's not true, because he says it can make you laugh if you do that.
Right.
But what you do is when you're speaking to a large group of people, what you do is you find the person in the room who's paying the most attention to you, and you look at them, and then you start talking to them as an individual, and then as you're talking, you go to the next person, and the next person, and then talking. Public speaking is like reading a book. You know what I mean? You have the opening, you have your closing, you have your middle, which is the body. Like when you write a book, your introduction, your body, then your conclusion. And so when you're talking, if you stay in that realm, you'll do all right. That's why you get some people when they're talking, they start just what's the word I want to use? Babbling. It's usually
You know,
because they're not keeping to the points.
I used to have classes that would be like, you have to do a presentation for 2 minutes. You have to talk for 2 minutes.
Yep.
And they would be like, that's not that long of a time. It feels like forever.
Ever. Yes, it does.
Hey, at it again. How are you? You got on when I'm about to shut it down. My husband, I gotta go cook for
Okay.
the hubby and for my children. Well,
Is
my
Naomi on over there? Is she on?
I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. She's supposed to have been. She told me to drop the link, and I dropped it, and she is, I don't know, gone or whatever.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll probably catch her later if she's on.
Yeah. She'll probably get on later.
All
She
right,
probably
lady.
will.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you for the interview. I appreciated it, and you guys did great. I enjoyed it. I hope everybody else, if you didn't see it, go back and watch the replay. It was a great interview. I got answers. Whatever question you guys have, you guys could put it in the link, and then I have Jenette ask him, and we could get you some answers. So
Okay.
if you guys have any questions, drop it in the comment, and I will have Jenette ask.
Okay.
I
Thank
most
you.
likely
Or you
didn't
can
forget
ask him. I'm
anything.
sure Ricky Dean's going to pop up.
Okay.
He has your YouTube and everything.
Okay, cool. All right then.
Thank you.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody.
Have a great day, Callie. Don't forget to email me so I can show you how to do it. What'd you
All right,
say?
Miss Kelly, energy lady.
Yeah.
Energy.
Yeah. Callie, energy
right.
lady. Yes.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's really sweet. She's a very sweet person.
Okay.
But I appreciate you guys doing this for me.
Thank you.
It was
Thanks
great,
for having me.
information and everything. So hopefully we can get other people to kind of watch this and learn from it, because you definitely have prospered from everything that you've been through.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And don't forget, Red Women Week is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right.